Celtics Talk podcast is presented by 24autogroup.com. New England gets more at 24.
What's up, everybody?
I was gonna say I like your energy though.
I appreciate
What's
it.
up? What's
But
up?
you know, I'll tell you, Kayla, you want to know what's up?
What's up?
The Celtics defensive rating. Because they got slapped by the Charlotte Hornets tonight. And I was worried about this game. Although, you know, the whole buzz coming in, and I say that not lightly with the Charlotte Hornets.
No pun intended.
Is that...
And your buzz cut. See, you came prepared too, and
I
they
tried.
still showed out. All right, go on.
Maybe I was thinking someone else was going to be on the court tonight. But so the Hornets get into town super late, coming off a back-to-back. Don't get to the hotel reportedly until 5 a.m. And I'm like, oh, you know, that doesn't seem like a great recipe for a Celtics team. They had rested some guys up there in Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. It's like here's a chance to keep the good vibes going. And oof, a rare outlier for the Boston Celtics. I have a list. I don't like to be negative on this pod, and we're not going to be negative. I'm mostly just going to hit you with, I've got a few things from tonight, and I want to check your worry meter.
Okay.
Like,
right.
if we're worried about that.
You're a realist too. Like you're a realist.
Yeah. Like again, most of these I think we're going to be like, it's one night. We're not gonna fret that.
All right. So we're going 1 through 10. 1 concerned.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to leave it up to you. First off, I was going to say, is there anything you want to? Well, let's dive right
let's
into
get
it.
to your list. I like the
All
list.
right. So you can either go like you're slamming the panic button.
Okay.
You are like kind of worried, or you are completely unbothered.
Okay.
Like we'll just keep it a scale of 3
right.
there. The Charlotte Hornets could be a first round opponent.
Middle. Kind of worried.
Okay, right?
Kind of worried.
Kind of worried.
Kind of worried.
So the
They've
whole...
been balling out of nowhere. They were 16 and 23, 16 and 20 something to start the season.
And now since January 1, best offensive rating in the league.
Kind of worried.
We had a graphic where they're one of only like a handful of teams in NBA history to win 6 straight games by 15 plus points, and the last 2 went on to win titles.
God.
That's a lot of pressure on Charlotte, but they are trending.
Lee, crack the code?
This feels a lot like, and I don't want to put them in the same boat, because like when Detroit got Cade and coming off that terrible season, and you could tell they were kind of like moving towards something. Mm-hmm. It kind of felt the same way with the Hornets to start this year. Even though they were losing games, it's like, oh man, they got something there. And I didn't think they'd turn it this quickly. But when you have Con Knipple going out there and looking like Rookie of the Year, and all the pieces just start to fall together, Charles Lee deserves a ton of credit.
Dude, Con Knipple is out of his. He's playing out of his mind.
Like, does he look like? I think he's only 20.
No, you what?
I think he's only 20 years old.
And he doesn't look like he's even. I'm not going to disrespect Con Knipple, but like Scal said it earlier,
right.
Like he doesn't look like the most cut in shape kind of guy.
He said pudgy white guy, I believe, was his friend.
Yeah,
and then he was like, I can say that. And
he's knocking down not just like catch and shoot threes.
Right.
Like this guy is getting the release off with 0.0 seconds to go.
And like, look, we're pretty bullish on our guy Ugo, but like he was turning the corner even on Ugo. He did try to like lean into him a little bit, and Ugo held up pretty well. But yeah, really impressive that. He's going to be really good. I kept waiting for him like to make a mistake or do something, and no, Knipple's good. So okay, I'm probably with you. I'm like in the
middle.
The number 2 seed, you shouldn't have to stress too much for against a play-in team, and there's still a lot that has to happen. They have to get up into the 7-8 bracket. They would technically have to win that, so then they'd be the 7 seed. Which, you know, if you feel like if they get up to 7-8 the way they're playing, they're probably going to win it.
But if you are the number 2, like if let's say the Celtics remain second in the East,
right.
and they play. What the play-in, or if they just play Charlotte, I'm a little worried because Charlotte.
You're gonna have to work.
Charlotte is gonna come out with energy. I think the Celtics would have a different approach.
We'll revisit this in they play two more times in 34 days, so we'll see. Maybe we're up to full blown panic button, or maybe we're not worried.
So we're right in the middle wave right now.
At all. All right, the Celtics are now 20-15 versus teams that are 500 or better.
Not worried.
Ooh.
20-15 that are teams that are 500 or better.
Yep. So the best teams in the league. Because they're not even the best teams. It's
I'm
but
not
playoff
worried.
teams.
So look, we have the Celtics. I keep saying, I feel like we're on this journey with the Celtics.
We are.
That's why I say we.
It's perfectly fine to say we.
I remember someone came at me being like, "You don't say we. You're not a Celtic." I'm like, I get it.
I try not to, but every
just,
now and then I just get so worked up I throw it in there.
Well, I digress. Next week is going to be extremely telling. They got the Cavs.
There you go.
I don't know. Is it in this order? Cavs, OKC, Spurs, or Cavs,
Spurs.
OKC.
OKC.
Either way, lethal of
Yeah,
teams.
with the way the Cavs are playing with Harden.
So right now, I feel like I think this is going to give me kind of the measure and the barometer of like where the Celtics will be at. Obviously, if Jayson Tatum's involved, it adds a different layer to it. But like even with this team as it is, next week is going to be a true telling, a true testament. Not just because they're going up against OKC and then they have like, if they were to rewrite the schedule and it's like the Mavs or Hornets, like they have 3 consecutive teams that are top on the East and in the West. So this is, I think, I'm not worried. I'm just really curious to see how this is going to play out because I think the Celtics get up for better teams.
Yep.
We've seen them take their foot off the gas against like the Brooklyns of the world, clearly tonight.
Right.
Even, who am I thinking? Utah. Like, we've seen them take their foot off the gas. So that happens. Jalen said it's 82 regular season games. You can argue the 5 a.m. wake-up call, like all of that. I'm not panicking right now. I think
you're taking a measured approach where, it's frustrating in the aftermath. I'll probably wake up and feel differently. The only other number I will throw out there is they're 5-11 against the teams in the top 10 for point differential, of which the Celtics are one of them. And Charlotte's not in that group yet. They might soon be. In fact, after tonight, after this lopsided win, they might be back up into the top 10. So Celtics have just got to be better against the best. But like you said, I think in general they tend to get up and play some of their most inspired basketball. All right, panic meter on. Payton Pritchard has now had 2 games with 0 points in his last 3. He also missed 2 buzzer beaters tonight. Okay, we are slamming panic buttons.
I'm dramatic. I'm a diva. I'm dramatic, Chris. But I am hitting the panic button, not because I don't think he's going to be able to turn this thing around. He will. He's Payton Pritchard. Did you see what he did in the finals? Did you see what he did on that buzzer beater at the half to win it all, the title? I'm not worried about Payton Pritchard. What I'm worried about, however, let me get my one shot. I am a little hitting that panic button, panic PP, okay? Because you need this guy to get going here. And here's why. He's done such an incredible job, specifically this year. Without Jayson Tatum, he started. Then he went to the bench. And from the bench, he's had those 25-plus consecutive points. Those 6 out of the 7 games?
So, which is the craziest stat. I think 6 of his first 8 were 24-plus points. And it was more than any other player in the league had scored 24-plus points in the tiniest of sample sizes. But, yes, he's come crashing down.
So, fine. He takes his foot off the gas. He's not, what did Scal say? Maybe there was like a little injury. That's something that's been bothering him.
Yeah. So his hand, I think he like jammed it or something like that in one of the games. And I said, ooh, that didn't look comfortable.
I think he'll be fine. If he's not fine, then I'm panicking because if this continues with the 0 points, I think Payton is going to be the true telling factor of how far this team travels because the team is not, this is where I'm trying to preface this the right way. I feel like this team is not good enough without Payton Pritchard being at his best. I feel like this team is great.
You said it great in the postgame show when you said, I think we normally say Derek White is the barometer, right? Like if Derek White plays good, the Celtics usually win, which is why tonight is even more weird because Derek has one of his best nights, 29 points, and yet the Celtics don't even come close. But when Payton plays good, the Celtics they're almost unbeatable, right?
And that's my point.
Yeah, and so I'm with you there. I'm not super panicked. It is just weird because Payton typically, he's been slow out of the gates, but he very rarely has had a stretch like this where he just 4 games under 10 points in the last 6. I think he'll be better.
I think he will too.
If we're sitting here in 2 weeks and it's still a thing, we can sit here and fret it, but I just, a little bit of
I slam my hand on the panic button because it's so I'm a prisoner of the moment. I don't like these 0 point
and
games.
It's so it's just so out of character for him. So
like I'm going to the locker room. Thankfully, I'm not Joe Mazzulla, hence why he is who he is and who I am. Because I'd be like, hey, are we good? Like I'd be panicking and like freaking out after the game. Be like, we're good, right? Wake up.
Having a vehicle you can rely on, that's important. That's why you can rely on 24 Auto Group. They will treat you like family. And that's because they are family owned and operated. They're honest, easy to work with, and they just get it. Whether you're looking for something sporty, something luxurious, or just a solid everyday ride, 24 Auto Group always comes through. With 9 brands and 11 locations across New England, there's something for everyone. And here's the best part. They've got the knack to save you more on a new or pre-owned vehicle, and the knack to pay you more for your trade, up to $2,400 over book value. You can even drive home with just $24 down. So if you want the best deal without the runaround, go see my guys at 24 Auto Group, because you always get more at 24. Online at 24autogroup.com. All right, worry meter. Nimi. Nimi's knee.
Not okay. Joe
brushed it right away.
Joe brushed it off. This is where, so I'm middle, and I'm middle with not his knee. I'm more so like middle of the meter, not panicking, not chilling.
Yep.
Because he has been so great, and they need the front court guy. Like
right.
Vooch adds a different dimension to this team that's been very helpful in terms of like, but I just feel like Vooch right now with this offense and entirely with this team just isn't super consistent. Not because he can't be, just because he's new to the team, right? Nimi has been a consistent guy from in the front court, and I think he had that amazing game, career high game, right? It was
the last game he played.
Takes a rest day and then shows up here tonight.
He was amazing against Philly. Took the rest day in Milwaukee. And I don't know.
Can I ask you about rest days? My man and I get in arguments about this.
There should be no rest days?
So I get annoyed because I'm like, Jeremy, there should they're playing 82 regular season games. If you can't find a rest day,
I'm about to slam the panic meter on Jeremy right now.
Yeah, but he's like no, like they shouldn't have rest game. Like, do you see? He asked my sister, does WNBA take rest game? I'm like, let's not compare the two. Like
well, football doesn't take rest days.
I don't want to talk about football. Football, they shouldn't take rest days. They have 18 regular season games. I don't want that to hear about the rest days. But I think that with the long season and playoffs, and you're playing every other day, it's different. You need a little break. It's just a matter of. When you're finding a flow, I almost wish maybe he needed to for his body, but you want to keep that flow going. Yeah. I think Jaylen Brown should take rest days.
Same deal. Like, it was weird. Jaylen smoked a bunch of layups at the start of this game, and I'm thinking, this is so uncharacteristic. I thought for sure with the rest day, we'd have the best version of Jaylen Brown, but it was just the opposite. It was poor Jaylen, just couldn't get it going. And then because the wheels kind of came off for the Celtics, I did like that Jaylen went to the podium afterward and said, hey, that's on me. I got to be better. I got to make those shots around the basket. Even though literally everybody was smoking bunnies in this game, including final panic meter. So Vooch, 0 for 8 start. So same deal.
Okay.
He had one of his best games in a Celtic uniform, and every time I'm kind of like, okay, he's starting to settle in. And then tonight, the drop. I mean, Charlotte just abused it.
Not panicked. Middle. I'm in the middle of the meter.
Okay.
Because
you were living
in the
middle.
Because you know what? That's me. I'm a softie.
I like it.
I'm like, you know what, guys? I was that type that was like, hey, we're not going to freak out, right? Like let's say something's going down. I'm like, no, we're good. And then you really start to see it crash, and you're like,
100.
we're not good. Vooch, I can't put that expectation on him so much. Like, so if let's say he sucks throughout the rest of I don't think he will. I think Vooch is actually been a great addition to this team. But let's say he doesn't play great towards the end of the stretch or towards the run. I think it matters because you do need just a big man presence. Yeah. Can they get by with that? This was interesting, too. Like, what did you think about do they go back small? Like, can this team win with small ball against good teams?
Here's what was going through my mind is when Nimi went down at first, I said, oh, my gosh, are they going to have to – you never know when someone happens in a game. Is he going to miss time? Like how does that play itself out? Look, Garza will be ready if they need him. The question is the best version of the Celtics to play through some struggles for both Vooch and for Payton, with the idea that that's probably not going to linger and that they'll figure it out, and that the nights those guys have both been good, the team has looked on a different level. So I feel bad. I think it's almost a little bit natural that Vooch is going to be a little up, a little down. He's still getting used to this. Joe has not been bashful about putting him in some tough situations, going up against Jokic. Tonight, when things kind of started going off the rails, it felt like Joe was just like, all right, let's just see what we can kind of lean on. And, we got better in the second half, had a couple finishes. But when he's not scoring and, teams are going to take advantage of his defense, that's the balance where I do wonder if, let's say, you had a Jayson Tatum and you could roll out some sort of small ball lineup, maybe you'd lean on that a little bit more. And so they're just going to continue to gauge that and figure that out. Like, Charlotte's a tough team because of how they came off of every pick and roll and made every right play.
Gosh.
If they saw Vooch was dropping, they were pulling up and hitting the floater. Yeah. If you came up to meet them, they were moving it and getting an open three. And so credit Charlotte, like that's just a really good offense right now. I think they expose a little bit, not only with Vooch, but everybody that was out there. And so I'm with you. I think a lot of these things I'm antennas up, but I'm not going to freak out yet.
Among your list,
yeah.
Which one is the most freak out?
Interesting. Probably the idea that you'd have to play Charlotte in round one.
Oh no!
No, because
that's the biggest panic. Oh,
because I think they're way better than their record indicates.
They are. I agree with that. I agree
and
with
it's
that.
weird to say because you start thinking about potential options. Like I don't think the Sixers are going to slide back into the play-in, but they could.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other teams that are in the mix there. The Raptors, the Heat. Like all of them have their little thorns.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm probably being overreactionary in answering this because of the way that the Hornets played tonight. If I'll go back to it, if we play 2 more times in the next 34 days and they do anything like that in any of them, then I'll be really concerned about a potential 7-8 matchup. But in general, I think, especially if Jayson Tatum's back, the Celtics are on a different level than most teams that you would see in that round. And what you just have to do is be able to get through that round as unscathed as possible. Because even last year, having to grind against Orlando in round one, and now you're softened up just enough where
physical.
you let 2 20-point leads go against the Knicks, and you blink and your season's over. So, I mean, just the way my sick mind goes is like thinking nothing about April and May and everything going on.
But you know what? I applaud you for that because everyone should be thinking about April and May because this team is deserving of that. Like, not trying to give their flowers early, but I'm saying like this is a playoff team. They're number 2 in the East. And even though they lost to the Hornets, like we're a prisoner of the moment. We feel like, oh my gosh, like what was that? But are you terrified that they're not going to get back in action and no, I don't feel that way. I feel like these guys are really freaking good and they're going to make a push. And so they kind of just they played bad tonight. They're not good. And that happens when you play 82 regular season games. Is it justifiable with Payton scoring 0 points or like Jalen looking tired or the 16 turnovers? No. But I think it's like, now I'm curious about Friday.
Yeah.
Because that's like, all right, I think this is going to be the real truth
Well,
teller.
I'm glad you said that. So Friday
See
night.
that layup? See that behind the back pass I just did there?
Final panic meter.
If I know where you're going with this.
We are at the Garden.
Dude.
For those who are unaware,
Bruh.
every time we've been at the Garden this year, I think they've won a couple games. Maybe. But like, let's just say I'm pretty sure we also have a losing record. We definitely lost on opening night when we were there against the Sixers. There was like
Please don't anyone have a
There was a
birthday.
terrible loss in there. Maybe Brooklyn? Were we there for that one?
No, yeah, the cup game. Brooklyn was bad.
Oh,
NBA
jeez.
Cup game, Brooklyn.
Tried to block the floor.
All the birthdays, forget it. It was Jalen's
Every
birthday,
time there was
it
someone's
Brad's
birthday, they lost.
It was Giles' birthday.
It did
No
not matter
birthdays.
who. Equal opportunity. Every birthday we lost, and we finally saw a win. I forget who that one was. That's how bad it is. I can't even remember who they defeated when we were over there. But we're going back over there for Friday night's game. Not only could it be the return of or the debut of Cooper Flagg inside of TD Garden. He's been out for a little bit. The Mavs play on Thursday night down in Orlando. We'll see if he plays in that. Maybe if he rests on that one, there's more likely scenario. I think he got upgraded this week in terms of getting closer to returning to play. The other guy that might be in play is a guy named Jayson Tatum. So it would be divine if we picked the night to get back over there that he's actually there. I've spent much of tonight not laughing. I have some friends who paid some money to go to the game, hoping, buying a couple weeks ago that everyone's trying to throw that dart and find what game it's going to be. That's why when everyone's like, "Hey, what game?" I'm like, "Don't ask me. I don't know anything."
I know.
But I think to end on a positive note, if Jayson Tatum is back on the court,
can we freak out?
We can just
we
break
do
the panic meter.
It's happening! It's happening! It's happening! that needs to happen.
That's gonna be us tomorrow, hopefully.
I'm ready.
Yeah,
I'm ready.
I'll put it this way: we've spent a lot of time on the programs, both our pregame, postgame, but like also our early edition and all that. I've had to answer the Tatum questions a lot lately, and I'm fine with it. I get it; it's a big storyline. I'm not like trying to run from it. I'm just saying like he's operating on his timeline, and I keep telling you, just wake me up when it's time to go, because the Celtics, besides tonight, have been very good. And I think that's given him the ability to pick his spot and when he feels he can be back and be Jayson Tatum. But if it's Friday night, I'm going to be very excited.
I also think this is the perfect scenario, given that the Celtics just fell to the Charlotte Hornets. A good, maybe now.
There were some people who were saying, like, hey, Charlotte's going to be a nice soft landing. And I'm like,
no.
I'm glad,
right,
glad he didn't pick this one.
And, like, with the Celtics losing tonight, maybe this is the return of Tatum that's like, okay, we need a boost. We need an energy. Dun, dun, dun.
Like, I think they're going to be better regardless, but if you do that and get Jayson Tatum back.
The crowd, I have chill. Like, I'll probably cry. Like, I'm not even going to lie. I'll probably shed a tear just like
I
with
assume
the
he's
return
gonna cry.
of it.
So, like, yeah, we'll all be there.
Because it's emotional. Like, just from what we saw back in, the second round against the Knicks when he went down, like it is emotional to think about what he's been through in the process. And
when he hears that cheer, I'm telling you, it's going to hit him.
It's going to hit all of Boston. And now is like the perfect boost. And I think Jalen has been carrying these guys. And Ugo, Luka Garza, his minutes, Nimi, like Derek, Payton, all these guys have been playing their part. But I just feel like Jayson Tatum, even if he is 75% Tatum, he may feel 100%, but he may be his like physical basketball skill, like 75%, because it may take a little bit more than to get to that 100%. But that's still just a like big enough boost to provide for this team to really do something in the playoffs.
Well,
and you got to get going early. Start those.
100%. And if he comes back tomorrow, so this was game 62, right?
Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying tomorrow.
So they'll have 20 games to play with at least. And I don't know if he'll play in every one of them, but that's plenty of a ramp to get him ready for the postseason. Here we go, entering the home stretch, the final quarter of the season. I'll be back in this room tomorrow. I'm trying to do the math.
You'll be back
16 hours from now.
You should actually. They have a cot here?
Yeah, I actually considered it. We are doing a live Celtics Talk pod tomorrow. We're sparing Kayla, but we're hopeful. If
you need me, call me.
we are tentatively scheduled. I think at like 4:30ish, if I remember right.
So tuning in.
Which just so happens to also be the time the injury report.
Who's here with you?
We'll be coming down. It'll be Chris Mannix, who is in town.
Great.
And Drew is coming over to hang out. He's dodged the pod the whole year.
Stacked roster right there. Chris, Drew.
Chris, Drew coming at you.
I'll be out there shoot around Friday too. Like I'm dialed.
Let's go.
I'm locked in.
I was there this morning. It was very quick.
Yeah.
So we'll be reacting whether we get news. The way I keep telling people, like, what will be the first tell. I think Tatum himself will post something. I don't know if it'll be the I'm back Jordan fax machine thing
that happened back in the day. Report?
What's that?
You think it'll be before?
I think he'll do something right before the injury report.
So everybody.
And then the injury report will hit.
To Chris Forsberg's knowledge, check Jayson Tatum's IG story right before the injury report goes out.
Check it at like 4:24. I don't know, or maybe
you could break the news.
I don't even know. Like, I'm trying to think what's tomorrow's date. 3:06. So 3:06 would be.
Is there like
3:05?
Is there like a cryptic like number?
We'll see. We'll see what he ends up doing.
Is there an area code time for Tatum?
And again, I whether it's that or it's the injury report, whenever that moment hits, as you said, it's happening. We're all gonna be running.
I'm gonna print it out and like frame it.
It'll be fun because it'll progress the story now that instead of just all the talk about how's this going to work, how's it going to look, what's going to happen. But we're going to spend a lot of time tomorrow talking about that, the state of the Celtics, where they're at, hopefully beyond this game. So maybe we'll keep the panic meters out. Maybe we'll just keep it all sunshine and puppy dog.
Docu-series, miniseries.
Episode
4 came out.
5. Episode 5. When's the next NBC Peacock?
That's it, right? 5?
That's supposedly.
You guys, writing's on the wall. 5 is coming out Friday. I don't
know if they broadcast on Friday. Do they have a Thursday schedule? I don't know.
Yeah, we got to see. Friday,
either
5
way,
is coming out soon.
If they're getting them all out the door so that they're ready for this, then so be it. But this is what we're left to do. We're checking all the breadcrumbs. All right, go. Everybody go like, go subscribe, go check us out on the YouTube page. You guys are the heroes for checking us out after that game. I'm surprised you pressed the play button.
Yeah.
But it is appreciated. And hopefully we didn't.
Through the ups and through the downs. We need you guys.
Right?
We need you. I need you in the comment section. Vent. We're here to vent.
Let it all out. We'll catch you tomorrow on the Celtics Talk podcast.